Good evening, Wanderberry High School community. Derek Maxwell here, principal at Wanderberry High School. Wanted to take a minute to discuss with you some changes that we are making for our digital versus face-to-face options regarding next semester. I want to quickly thank everyone for your flexibility as we learned and as we navigated the extreme changes that the pandemic has brought about and what that looks like for us here at Wanderberry High School. Teachers have worked extremely hard, extremely long hours to balance both providing services to their face-to-face learners and as well as their digital learners. A couple quick changes and things that we're doing to try to improve. We keep improvement at the forefront of all the things we do. We want to make some quick changes for the next semester. The biggest and largest change is that we are asking you to make a selection now, and we are going to ask you to stick with that selection, except for extremely difficult or extenuating circumstances dealing with individual education plans or 504s or extreme medical needs. We are going to say that once you make a choice, whether it's digital or face-to-face, you are in that choice for the remainder of the semester. So we're going to stick to that as absolutely much as possible. So be very aware of that. When you make a choice, it is a permanent choice. The switching back and forth has proven to be extremely difficult and taxing on our teachers, and is not in what we feel like it's not in the best interest of the students either. I just want to remind you that the digital option at Wanderberry High School was created as a means to address medical concerns regarding the pandemic. It was not to address other familial concerns. We understand that the pandemic has brought about a lot of difficult circumstances in people's homes and families, and we're empathetic to that, but we are not equipped 100% to be a full digital school. We are a traditional high school, and we're accommodating as you can be. But if you have options where you're wanting to be a digital learner, so you can work during the day, or you can be a child care provider during the day, that's not the intentions on our creation of a digital option in its current status. So we implore you to choose the face-to-face option unless it's an absolute medical necessity in your home. So please think about that long and hard. We want as many students back in the building. We have had learners working digitally who have thrived and have done a great job. But on the other hand, we've had a lot of learners that have pretty much checked out and are not completing work in a timely fashion. It's creating a lot of difficulties. It's creating a lot of instructional gaps and things that we are fearful of seeing in the next 3 to 4 years. So we implore folks to come back. We feel strongly that face-to-face is the best option for our students when possible and when medically feasible. So please come back and see us. The other big change is that during the first semester, we offered synchronous learning. So for some classes, in other words, you were expected to log on and be in your classroom, and the teacher was expected to be providing live meets with you and your learners. We are going to be working in more of an asynchronous model next semester, which means that it will be much more self-paced and self-directed. We're not going to ask teachers to have daily Google Meets and live sessions with our digital learners. It's simply not feasible, and it's taxing, and it's creating a lot of instructional gaps. You will have teachers to facilitate at minimum. You will have teachers to help. You'll have teachers to answer questions. There'll be office hours with teachers, but we're not going to be in a synchronous environment. It's difficult with students with limited access to devices, and it's caused quite a bit of problems. I wanted you guys to think a minute about what kind of reasons you are choosing digital, if you are, and once again, we implore you to come back to school unless it's medically not a good option for you and your family. We're going to allow these decisions to be made, I believe, today through the end of the week, and then we're trying to shut that down. If you are already enrolled, whatever option you are already enrolled in will be your default option for next semester. If you wish to change from digital to face-to-face or face-to-face to digital, that will be a conversation that you will have with your advisor, and we're asking advisors to have those conversations with our parents and our families. So we want to make sure that families are involved in this decision, and that is not something that students are making on their own. We understand students, you should be able to give a little leeway in your own education, but ultimately it is your family's decision. So we will be cutting that off at the end of this week. So we ask that you make that decision and make it wisely, and I feel strongly that your best option for learning is in our building with our teachers, with our resources in this traditional environment. So if you can, come back. We'd love to have you back. We're practicing extreme safety measures here with contact tracing, and we've had pretty good success with our numbers and case rates. So we're pleased that that's working well. So come back and see us. Thank you, guys.